Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining us on another episode of the Mystical Wellness Podcast. I have a truly radiant guest here with me this evening. I have Felicia De Wilt. Felicia is a spiritual guide, intuitive healer, and singer-songwriter whose work opens portals to higher consciousness through sound, light language, and deep energetic insight. Known for her soulful meditations, sacred teachings, and angelic transmissions, Felicia blends wisdom from the earth and stars to support awakening souls on their path. So this evening, we're also going to be talking about dragons, which I'm very excited about because I'm having my Dragon Empowerment Week. So Felicia, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
Hi, Julia. Thank you for having me on your show. And yes, I'm doing pretty okay, considering. And I am really excited to talk about the dragons with you.
Amazing. So you're in the Netherlands, is that right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, you're not that far from me. We're about 1 hour time difference, so it's like quarter to 10 p.m. here. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you were in the Netherlands for so long. I didn't realize you were in Europe. And so tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with the light language and things like that you do, and how you got connected to dragons.
Yes. As a child, I already was, how do you say it, clairvoyant. And I had some experiences, and I had an abduction. And that was around 5 years old. And I had a strong connection with the fairy realm. I could see ghosts and more. But, you know, those were the main things I could see. And well, that you want to go to the light language, right?
Anywhere you want to go is absolutely fine.
Yeah. So in 2017, I had like a reawakening. I was experiencing chronic pain in my pelvic region as I joined, for those who know. And I was doing all sorts of therapies, and nothing really worked. And then there was just this moment, like, well, I gave it a year. I took a sabbatical because I kept having to reintegrate at jobs, at my job as a singing teacher. And then I would collapse again, and I had to rebuild again. And it's like an ongoing, you know, tiresome thing. And then there was this, after a year of going to an osteopath, and that seemed to work, but not really. But I'm going to do this for a year now, and if there's still no change, then I just have to fully accept it's going to stay like this or something, you know. But in the back of my mind, there's always this push, the seeker in me, and there's this deep belief, like you can heal anything, but it's just finding the right tool for you, or finding the right cause, you know, like a holistic view. So there was snow, and I couldn't go to that osteopath, and it was in December, the end of that year, and it was totally like that hopeless feeling, you know, that creeps in. And then I was sitting on the couch. I had a partner then, and I just fell to the floor shaking, and I went into this trance state spontaneously, and I was like puking. So I told him, get some towels and a bucket. And then it was really, really like deep. And then I started to speak light language with a more like male voice. And then I started to sing light language, and I had no idea, but it felt very familiar. And that was like a female voice, an elder female, very wise, very loving. And that just happened. And it took a while. I think maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't know, you know, you lose track of time, but long. And after that, I was like completely, you know, tired and couldn't do anything anymore. But it was like, I just allow it, because, you know, that there was, before that, there was this inner cry to the universe, like, come on, help me, heal, I can't do it, I give up, I don't know what I'm gonna do anymore, sort of thing, moment, you know. That's probably that intention is what set that off, probably.
Yeah. So was it your guides coming through and voicing the language?
The first one was what I call my inner shaman. It's an elderly man, very low voice, and he looks more like an American indigenous, like Cherokee or something, but he could also be more Aboriginal, you know, from Australia. I have a link there as well. But it's very, very old. It's not like the regular shamanic healers that are living now, or the last 200 years. It's way older than that in the energy. And the second voice was an elder of an African tribe, like in the heart of Africa somewhere. And I think she is like from Mali or somewhere in that region, and also from a long time ago. And she was like one of the elders. So when there was a conflict or something happened and people complaining, then like a justice like sort of role, she was the neutral person, but very loving, but so subtle. And there's more that clarity, you know. And oh, there's a third one. I don't know if it was that moment or later, but there was a third strong light language singing part or aspect of me, and that's a Japanese woman. She's younger. She's around 25, not yet 30. And she sounds like similar to how geishas sing, but then
the image that came into my mind was a geisha.
Yeah, but more Japanese. There is that the spirit of the Japanese, and the way the light language sounds is more Japanese like. I don't know, you know, it's a like a diction thing.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, but so that were like the three light languages. So there were like earthly light languages, you could say. And I just, when I do my exercises daily, then I'm very aligned, and then they just come through me, you know, through my voice. It's like I'm the channel, and it just happens. And sometimes there's a healing. Sometimes they assist sort of in like upgrading me. So it's not per se, yeah, it's similar to a healing, but it feels different because it's like literal light codes drawing in that still need to be unpacked. So that's sort of how it feels.
That makes sense. I don't know what happens when the light codes come in. And I've been told not to worry about it, but I get downloads sometimes, and I don't know what happens. So yeah.
Yeah, I literally have it that when my right ear beeps, like a high beep, then it's a download. And when my left ear beeps, that's like a lower pitch, but still pretty high, but it's more earthly toned spectrum. Then it's like an upload. So it's a two-way system.
Oh,
Yeah, we
interesting.
also upload.
I've not thought about that before. I've kind of thought about exchanging information energy with Mother Earth, but I've not thought about uploading it like Grand
Yeah,
Central
that
Sun
too.
or yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can share a picture I was working on yesterday, but it's simple. I can just say it because when you are psychic or something, you know, the way you connect is the inner senses, right? And then we have the outer senses as humans, like smell, touch, taste, seeing. Um, but when you connect upwards to the central sun, Father God, and Mother Earth, or you know, in that alignment, then you are in that exchange. So there's like an arrow from your heart or the core of your consciousness going down and also back up, and you can send colors, light codes, information, love, frequencies, you know, so light and sound basically, or, you know, and light codes are just like geometrical patterns in how I see them or feel them or smell, taste. It's all code, but also upward and back. So when I'm doing more like similar to grid work, I allow Father, Son, and Mother Earth to directly relate to each other through me. So that feels like they're making love through my spine.
What? That sounds incredible. Does that feel very blissful or does that feel charging? Like
Very blissful, but also extremely intimate.
oh wow.
But that's exactly why I'm very almost a bit skitterish about talking about my dragons or talking about my higher aspects, because it's so deeply, intensely intimate. There's, for me, because I explored everything myself through meditation and through my teacher pain. So it's like I jotted it all down in a special diary, and after that I discovered other people, you know. So it's authentic in it was what it meant to me in that moment, but there seems to be a big discrepancy between those experiences and me as the human. So finding the words
Yeah.
to explain, when you ask me, can you say something about your light language or your dragons, it's like, oh my God, now I have to pull out
Yeah.
those folders in my library of intimate things. It's like asking you, okay, you had sex with your lover yesterday. When you touched him on the inside of his thigh,
Oh wow.
how did his breathing go?
Oh
And
my
did
god.
his rhythm of whatever change?
Well,
You
I
know?
work with Saint Germain and he's very sexy. Saint Germain, like he's sometimes I see
Oh
him as a
yeah.
father figure, and other times he's very sensual, right? And
All right.
yeah, so that's quite
Yeah.
hard to describe. I get what you mean, but I appreciate you sharing. I do. Yeah.
But I guess it also has to do, that's my thinking part, is like it's probably got something to do with the aspects of me on higher levels, like if you have a Venusian aspect or something, that you experience those more subtle loving things in a different way maybe
Okay, I
than
do have
someone else
three.
who
I've got
doesn't
three
have that.
Venusian aspects.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, well, I have
Interesting.
at least one. I don't have like an exact thing, but I am very connected.
See,
Uh,
I'm not as connected as I'd like to be. I'm just starting to discover that connection. But people have placed me there and told me what I'm doing and things like that. And I'm still trying to discover how that feels. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it helps if you wear a red beret.
Why? Is that a
I
sexy
don't know.
thing?
There seemed to be some
Like a spicy thing.
yeah. No, but there were like time travelers, and
Okay.
the ones from Venus, they used to wear red berets.
Okay, because I mean on my latest videos it's unearthing that I'm a time lord from Venus. So now I need to find a red beret to really feel into that aspect of me. Okay, I that's great,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. I, you also embody that timeless energy. I recognize that in you, and
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, I have that. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very
Somehow, yeah,
childlike. Yeah, I am very childlike. Yeah.
yeah. Wonderful. But so then the dragons, right? That was your other question. I remembered. Yeah. Um, so these are my dragons. This one called me in my head, like pretty loud, like he was shouting at me when I was just visiting like a mystical store.
What is he? What's he made of? Is this that you saw my garnet on the videos? My garnet.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah. Ooh,
So what crystal is this one?
this one is from Australia, from
Oh, it's
King's
mookaite.
Cross. Mookaite, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And the ivory, like the
Yeah.
white, is very spiritual, and the red is the more earthly, fiery. I
Yeah.
call him my red dragon, but
Oh, amazing. Because that's exactly what I was doing tonight, was calling in the energy of red dragon. Oh, I've
yeah,
never seen a mookaite dragon before. That's so cool. I do work with I do have mookaite stones that I teach with as well. I love it. Absolutely. Did he share a name with you or did you give it a name?
oh, share a name. That's a lovely way to say it. He gave me his name. First, he said Quasi with a Q.
Mm.
And then I asked him, oh, so you mean Quasimodo, right? Like the ugly duckling. And I felt it like a reflection of
Oh,
me. And then he was sort of like, yeah, like I don't have to explain to you like what you feel in your heart, and then I learned it's related to a past life in the Notre Dame Quasimodo, and yeah,
wow, that's amazing.
but yeah, so and then I will finish the story. So that's Quasi in a store. And then I did a course, or no, I bought a book with meditations of somebody I knew in the Netherlands who worked with dragons and who also sells them, the stones, carved ones. She's very connected to England and Avery and stuff like that. She's connected to my soul on another level as well. Funny, maybe you know her. And then 2 years later, she was posting her new dragons, whatever. She just, for selling. When I saw the picture of this one, he took me immediately on a trip flying, and I was off. I was just looking at a picture of him.
Oh, wow. He's huge, actually. He looks like a snake from here. I can't tell.
Yeah,
What
very huge.
amazing. So
But
what stone is it?
it's that yellowish. Oh no, names.
Is it?
Oh God. Like the serpentine.
I was just about to say
Yeah, yeah,
serpentine.
yeah. You have the dragon eggs. They're
Yeah, but
usually made
I
of
think
that
actually
too.
there's a different one. It's not serpentine. Let me just double check.
Is it not? Yeah, I'm not
17's
sure.
more green sometimes. I know the one I mean.
But this is the one with the yellow. That's
Yeah,
similar to orange calcite,
yeah.
sort of. So I have to be careful.
Septarian. It's Septarian.
Yeah, Septari.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
thank you. Yeah, yeah.
That would have got me. I used to have a beautiful Septarian egg and it looked like a dragon egg. And I think I sold it. And I wish I hadn't have sold it. Oh,
Oh,
it was like cracked open as well so that you could see inside. Oh, it was
oh,
beautiful.
that's
Yeah, I
pretty.
should have kept it. But I used to have a
You
crystal
get a
shop.
better
So,
one.
yeah.
I'm sure. I'm
When
sure.
you have a crystal shop, if something goes, then it wasn't meant to stay with you. That's how I see it. So it was meant to be someone else's. I'm going to call in Septarian to
Yeah.
me again. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
motherly energy, beautiful energy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he took me on a ride to Middle Earth.
Wow.
Yeah. And he really, and then I had to, obtain his presence into my life. And then he
How many
really,
dragons have you got?
those are my two physical dragons, and
Okay, okay.
also in
I've
the
got
etheric realms. And then I have more
I've got one
dragons
more.
etherically. Go get it, girl. De beer zo'n. Oh, ik zit in de blower.
So I've got about 7 or 8 dragons, but I've only got a few in this room with me. So this is
Oh,
orange calcite.
yeah, what a sweetie.
I'll change the light.
Oh,
Let's see. Change the light.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can see. I can see. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. He's not massive, but he's really nice. But I
Yeah.
think I dropped him as soon as I bought him and I chipped his nose.
Oh, sometimes it's meant to be that way.
Yeah, but I've got one more over there, which is a fluorite dragon.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
dragons everywhere. Like, yeah, I love them. I wish I had a really big one. But I've got lots and lots of small ones as well that I use for teaching. And when I do dragon retreats and open dragon portal kind of training with people.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I do the portal opening and whatever. I do that myself already
Yeah,
with another aspect. So,
that's so cool. Yeah. So do you have a personal etheric dragon that you work with a lot? So just one that's, in the astral.
well, I work with both of those. And the story to that has to do with my being a healer. And there was a whole, yeah, maybe it's not okay to share. But in short, there was like 3 tests of a journey. So like a meditative trance journey. And then I had to heal 3 people, but they were actually aspects of me. Right? Yeah.
That sounds amazing. I'm only just
Yeah.
starting to discover my different aspects now. And because I'm on my galactic journey, it's getting a bit weird.
Oh, yeah.
I did have one appear to me that looked like Captain Marvel, from like a superhero, and she had this energy around her eyes, and that was beautiful. So I'm hoping she's my Venus time traveling aspect. I don't know, wasn't sure, but I knew it was me. I knew it was a version of me. So that was nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So tell us about your fairy stuff.
Well, they take care of my plants and they tease my cats. And I see them every night, in the corner of my eye, and I can sort of see their little light and see them move and dance. And I have this a fairy song, Dolce Cano Tano. And then I do a little, I can't really dance with my entire body, but I can do like this.
You actually remind me of somebody I know. When I have my studio, my friend Jill used to sing, but she used to do the hands like that as well a little bit. Yeah. So I guess that's fairy elemental energy.
Yeah. I can channel elementals as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's a bit a weird thing. Every time I take a shower, then there's all sorts of beings coming through, wanting to, work through me to get a message out or whatever. And it's like doom, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. It's like, guys, short showers, come on.
That's so funny. So do you do readings for people? Do you do like channeled messages that way? No.
I share visions
Yeah.
on my website, only those that are for the collective. So it is collective energy that is changing, and then that the message is for the collective people, the ones needing to read it or know it.
Yeah.
But the other things are like personal or more like for me only, then I don't share. I do have some collective readings also from those energies. So sometimes I don't get the visions, or when I do sun gazing, I get certain information. I don't share everything, but the part that's allowed to be shared.
Yeah.
What was I got? Oh yeah, and then I do have some card readings for those moments, like we are getting to the solstice on Friday, big moments. I'm already feeling the energy. I'm the one who always feels everything 2 weeks before everyone else,
Yeah. So I've just been getting a lot of kind of that dragon energy coming in for me this week. And this red dragon's been following me around for 6 weeks. And I was wondering why. I think it's because it's the solstice and I'm meant to be doing something. And I do follow the wheel of the year, but I don't always kind of honor it as much as I should. And so it's kind of pushing me.
Yeah. Oh, and that can be very pushy. Whoa. You really have to have your boundaries clear with those. But what I love to do when I think of my fiery dragon is I fly off with it to a volcano, and then I wash myself. It's like a purification in the lava. And then I get out and feel all refreshed, and then we fly back again.
Oh, that's really interesting, because Saturday is my next dragon meditation, and we've not done anything quite like that. I'll see if that wants to come forward. That's really interesting. Yeah.
Not everybody is ready to do that, because we still have the association that fire burns you, but that's a two-dimensional subconscious program, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be beyond that.
Even on Monday, when I was talking in my dragon group about, the root chakra is red, which is safety and security, but we've been conditioned to think it means danger, right? So it's trying to flip that. Red fire dragon is actually safe, grounding, supportive dragon. Yeah, it's trying to flip the narrative on that. Red is good, not bad, not stop. Red is, transformation. Yeah.
The color of your blood is red. So how can it be a bad color?
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Dangerous color? Then my blood would be dangerous. For whom? Light coded.
Right.
My DNA is dangerous for those who do not follow love, who go towards love. That's why they reverse it, probably.
That's very wise.
Yeah. This is my higher self just speaking through me. That's how I function in I don't like channeling beings outside of me. I have done so. I have channeled Saint-Germain or Adamus, I have done that. I have shared it. It's very poetic, so I have a connection with him. But it's like, not my cup of tea. I want to be embodied consciousness. I want to be my full true self. If I start to channel or become a card reader or something, it's like giving my power away. That's not who I am. So I am fully myself when I sing my light language songs, when I draw light language, or, you know, sing it, speak it, sign it. I do a lot of signing and mumbling for myself.
Yeah, for me, light hands came in a couple of years ago. It was the hands that activated first. And yeah, and I had to allow myself to be that overly expressive with the light hands. But then I realized I can be quite dangerous as well, light hands. Especially when you're working with fire energies and stuff like that. And I work with the violet flame. So then I had to be really mindful about how I was using my hands, what sacred geometry I was creating. So I don't do as much hand work now. I don't do as much light language work now, but my voice keeps changing because I've got a guide coming in. So it's that's what I had a session yesterday, and they said, yeah, there's a new guide coming in that wants to take your voice, and that's why you're having issues with your voice box. That's why I cough all the time at the moment. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Yeah, I love light hands as well. So
why don't you allow it to come through now?
Oh, it's not going to come through right now.
No, is it a process you do?
That's coming in looks a bit like a Naga being. So when I had the session yesterday with the channel, they said they saw a snake coming out of my mouth. Right. And of course, like a while back, I had a snake language, but I felt really self-conscious about it because it was very Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's like slithering.
Slithering, yeah. So I felt really self-conscious about it. And a psychic friend said to me that she saw snakes on the ground eating up the stagnant energy. So there was these amazing cleansing snakes. And then I thought, well, that's a bit weird. So I was too self-conscious. So now I need to relax and allow it to come through and embrace my inner snake. Yeah, because I work with a snake pendulum. But what I didn't realize when this was crafted was this was crafted to represent the goddess Wadjet. So I've just got the book about goddess Wadjet. And
I need to see it written. Then I know. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you can see it was Wadjet.
Wadjet.
Yeah, Wadjet.
Yeah, Egyptian times.
Yeah. So there's some kind of connection between her that I didn't realize I had. So I'm just discovering that now. But it's a male guide that's coming in who must be similar and speaks some kind of snake language. So we'll see how that goes. So when you do your meditations, do you channel meditations that you can share with others? Because on your website it mentions meditations there. So can people download them?
I share everything for free. If I have recorded like a simple introduction to a certain meditation or something, I have it on there. Not much. I have a lot of silent meditations.
Oh, interesting.
From 1 minute.
Yeah.
And then I build up to like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah. 10 minutes of silent meditation in English and Dutch with a short introduction. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us about the transmuting worries meditation that you have there.
That's just a very simple exercise for those being plagued by worry and are unable to do a meditation to bring themselves back to their aligned state, right? So you can do a process if you, well, most people in the Western world have an association with the word angels. So I thought it was pretty safe to use that in this meditation. So it's a process where you can give your worries to the angels, and then you receive the core energy, transmute it back.
So it gives reminded me of a meditation energy. I used to do. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was one of the very first angel meditations, that it was about they'd fly to you with a basket, and you had to drop all your worries into the basket, and they would take it away to the sun. I think it was a Doreen Virtue meditation that was in one of her books. I completely forgot about that for like 20 years.
Wow.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
That sounds really good. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds similar. Yeah.
Mm.
But it's just an exercise I learned when I was 32. I went to somebody for like haptonomy. So that's like feeling where your boundaries are and checking your energy. But she was also a theologist.
Hmm.
And it turns out I could feel her tapping into her guides and everything. And she taught me about the chakras and all that. And then I felt more secure, and she helped me to ground a bit better. Always had trouble with that because I was living in my higher chakras. Not, I was OBEing all the time since I was a child. So I'm always in the astral, even daydreaming. I wasn't in the body a lot. So that she really helped me do that. So we did more exercises, and also how to protect myself astrally, like have a little curtain if you don't want anybody in front of your clairvoyant third eye, create boundaries and do a little curtain only when you open the curtain. Even your ancestors who want to talk to you, you have boundaries, right? Not now, Granddad. Come back tomorrow.
That's hilarious.
Well, when you're having sex with your boyfriend, you don't want your granddad there.
Oh no.
Right? Just an example.
Boundaries, psychic boundaries.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't realize you had a YouTube channel. How did I not actually find your channel? That's weird.
Yeah, because I use my usually I use my AKA name, Flix Love.
Yeah. So what's your channel under? Is that Flix Love or not?
Yeah, it's my full name. So my name that's in the picture there.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find it. Let's see what's on there. Yeah, because I know you as Flix. You'll always be Flix to me, Flix.
Yeah.
So
I like it better to be called Flix.
Yeah.
It's not a personality thing. I'm not a multi-personality, whatever.
Yeah. Just subscribing to your channel now. And it says original spiritual songs, light language songs, covers, spiritual insights, and collective card readings. That sounds really good. So I'll put all that in the description.
And I have some runes on there as well, the explanations, and you can do a drawing for free on my website, and also affirmation cards, all the basic tools you might need, or an article about spiritual hygiene.
Yeah.
A lot of information like that is what I started to share, because I knew for sure that is what people would be needing,
Yeah.
And larger articles about breathing, because as a singing teacher, I have lots of experience with that.
So I want to work on my vocal talent, but I do cough quite a lot. So I have this little kind of cough.
Yeah.
And when it was, a couple of years ago, when it wasn't acceptable to cough, I started to try and work with the globus sensation that I was getting, and to breathe through my nose, and to develop my kind of strength in my throat. But I feel like it's creeping back in now. So I need to be able to strengthen my vocal exercises a bit more, I think.
Julia, did you remove your Atlantean collar already?
No.
Okay, check out Tim Wilde. You probably know him already.
Yeah, I've heard of Tim.
Yeah, he did it like 5 years ago or something, in the time he was doing his second book with Diana Cooper.
Yeah,
that's how I found him, through her angel cards and orbs, and that's how I found him. And he did a meditation about the removal of the Atlantean color, but it's not in the title. I
Yeah.
probably have it somewhere in my notes. If I find it, I will give it.
Okay, yeah. I've done you know, for like the witch wound, I've definitely done things to release binding from the throat from the witch wound, but I've not thought about anything from Atlantis before, so that's interesting. Thank you. I'll look into that and see.
And there is the energy in a positive way. The frog energy is connected to you.
Wow.
And that's a very lucky,
Yeah.
very highly valued spiritual energy.
Well, last year I kept getting this Cambo call and I kept seeing frogs everywhere. And I kept thinking, oh, I should go and do the Cambo, but I haven't done it because I don't like things that are going to make me purge. I'm scared, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of creeping in again. And now you just mentioned the frog. So I might need to do the Cambo.
Just look into the spiritual meaning of the frog again and see what lights up for you, you know?
I have a spirit animal guidebook right next to me.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do. Actually do. Oh, you won't believe some of the stuff I've got next to me. Actually, I'll show you. Well, first of all, I've got my sword, which is my Excalibur.
Yeah.
And I've got my shamanic drum next to me.
Ooh.
And I've got my rain stick, which is my staff. I've got my rain stick.
Oh, nice. Now I have to show you.
I have a lot of goodies around me all the time.
I have to show you my stuff.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's a stick I found.
Yeah.
And I just started to chisel it.
That's great. Yeah. So I've just got my rain stick because it's quite tall. I'm only like 5'1", so my rain stick's like 4 foot. So I use that as my staff. And it's quite old as well. I found it in a flea market, which is where you find all the best stuff, isn't it? In an old fair or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the place to go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's have a look at the frog. It might not be in here, but let me check. This particular one. Oh no, yes, 135. Frog is song, fertility, and cleansing.
Are you singing your song?
I haven't been singing my song for a while, to be honest, but I'm starting to get my joy back. I am starting to find my joy and my ease a bit more now. The last 18 months have been really difficult for me, but I've been trying to hold it all together. So,
and fertility is the things you do and you put them out into the world, right? Also,
I do a lot of different things, and I love doing lots of different things as well.
But you need your soul nourishment to be able to flow.
Well, I had a clearing yesterday with a psychic friend who channels a particular guide called Morris, and when they got down to my sacral, they said it was hollow, empty, but just full of like stuff that needs to be drained, like black goo, I guess. So yeah, so I need to, I don't know, rebirth something there.
Into the stillness. That's my shaman talking.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a lot more reflection work now and just be with me and ask the questions, and which it's taken me a long time to get to that point. Yeah.
Busy bee.
Yes. Always busy bee. And I don't have a full-time job anymore like I used to have. It's just me on my spiritual business. And I wonder, how did I ever manage to do the things that I did before? It's like, I'm so busy now, just trying to do the stuff that I was trying to cram in on top of everything else. So, but now I have a lot more time for meditation. So that's good. Yeah, so I do spend a couple of hours each day trying to relax and decode, and yeah, and makes sense.
You are the space, the field.
Yeah,
You are not the electricity going through it only. That's nothing.
yeah.
You are the space, the holy grail.
Mm, yeah. I had a massive
Honor
download this
that.
week. Yeah, I had a really big download and I got to see from different perspectives. So I really understood that I'm the being, not the body. And that was kind of one of the lessons that day. But because I could see me down, but I was still everywhere, I got to have that experience of being the oneness, and still looking at the body. So that was like, wow. Yeah. So, what do you love to do for your personal practices to kind of, what's your daily routine look like?
Coffee. Pea cat's coffee, and then the plants. And then I do a 5-minute, not having to do anything at all,
That's
and
good.
just breathe. And I'm not even allowed to do a simple energetic something or alignment or just breathe into my heart space. No, nothing, nothing. That level of just
Yeah.
fucking be.
I love it. That sounds good.
And
Yeah.
that's it's not just like a lift me up. It's more powerful than the caffeine I
Yeah.
drank in my coffee. It's more powerful than maybe even making love.
Wow.
It's when you really fully, and I
Yeah.
put a timer on,
Mm.
really deeply nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's how I start my day. And then the whole day goes like totally different than
Yeah.
what it would have been. And I've tested it, like not doing it for a day.
Mm.
And I do start when I open my computer and I get my coffee. I start with my dream diary, what things in the household or anything coming up in a task list, and a
Yeah.
brainstorm all in one page thingy
Yeah.
template. And then I just Pomodoro 25-minute ends.
Mm.
And then I go and do the 5-minute thing away
Yeah.
from the computer.
That sounds
But
good.
then the energy shifts, and I realized that certain, my dreams are sometimes more premonitions,
Yeah.
or they're things that you're working on and that you're dealing with and transmuting and whatever,
Yeah.
working through. But I have a lot of times that it's more like predictive, like how the energy of the day is going to be, who you're going to meet or whatever,
Mm.
or even the collective energy. I'm very tapped in that way, so I can
Yeah.
feel things when they start to shift, even before they do. And then I know, oh, today I have to ground deeper, then I
Yeah.
know what exercise to do extra.
Nice.
But then I really tested it. If I don't do that, doing nothing, then the day goes into a more like a downward spiral.
Yeah.
But if I really took that nothing,
Yeah.
then somehow there's a more like a buffering of your energy field or something, and the
Mm.
mental field. So there's more unity in my own field. That's how I would describe it. And
Yeah.
so nothing really can come into the little gaps between my sheet bodies. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it is. I don't know. Yeah, probably that's what it
Okay.
feels like now.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I've been trying to start the day listening to a specific music, and then try and get moving a bit more, because sometimes my feet are getting like swollen. So I've been trying to do that consistently for about 10 days. I think I've been doing that, and that has made a difference. But you mentioned about dreams, and I don't remember many of my dreams. So how do you do that? You just write down everything, or
you can just set an intention before you go to bed. I want to remember my dream. But you have to speak to the right guide, aspect, higher self, or whatever, because they don't always allow you to know.
Okay, that could be what's happening then. Because I get little glimpses, but I also get kind of like when I daydream, I dream through into clone aspects of me now. I know what that is now. But the nighttime dreaming, I don't remember as much as I would like to. Yeah.
Yeah. Lately, I'm not allowed to know.
Oh, okay.
There's literally like a block, because I am trained to do it for years every morning. And I had years where I was lucid dreaming. You know, I could control everything. I could even control when I'm coming out of the dream and then going back into it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So, but now it's clear that I'm working on some kind of level somewhere. And it's supposed to be secret, because, you know, it's a consciousness war. And on that level, you like on a human level, we would call it a war. On a consciousness level, it's a balancing, reharmonizing.
Yeah. But there's still a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
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 But yeah, with the things I've been sharing and everything, because I'm still in the healing journey, whatever, you know, presence, the teachers, patience, and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm not really able to do much. I'm glad I'm still alive. Let's call it that.
We're hanging in here.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, pulling through. Keep grinding those teeth.
Yeah. I appreciate the like the 3D aspect of me now. I know why I'm here. I've got more focus. Great. I'm not trying to get off the planet anymore. I'm doing the work. Yeah. You know.
That's the main thing. And to make sure that your light is as bright as possible.
Yeah. I'm still working on that.
And that's enough. You know, I don't have to do anything to be of use. Just being alive is of great use.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I meant to like vocalize, and you know, and just doing that will help people, the words and things like that. That's one of my main things, is being a vocalizer.
Yeah, to help others remember certain parts.
And it's getting easier to talk about certain things, like the stuff that's coming into my awareness this year. If I'd have said last year I'd be talking about clones and secret space program and stuff, I would not have believed that any of that applied to me. And then now, boof, it's all come out in one go, and it's getting verified by all these different people at the same time. And you're like, whoa, okay, that's been kind of camouflage for a while. And now it's go time. So yeah, mad.
Yeah, there's a time for everything. I did remember some gruesome details, and it was literally during that same age, around 5 or 6, when I had the abductions. That's when those memories were that's the age it was connected to. But when I was that age, I did not remember it, but I had that feeling of really like terrible things.
So do you know if it was like ET abduction or if it was like military abduction?
Oh, yeah. No, it was 2 grays, and then a spaceship, and then to a bigger ship, and there was like a window. And when you have like a rectangular window, but then curved corners.
Right, okay, yeah.
And there was a green mantis next to the window. I was laying on like a flat, I'm not sure if it was metal or anything, but it was a flat surface. And they were doing something to my ovaries. I know now, my belly, I would have said then.
Yeah.
And there was an overseer or doctor-like type. That was a tall gray.
Okay.
That was the scary one. He did the finger on my third
Yeah.
eye, and then you see a flash, and then you know nothing.
Yeah.
But
I
I
don't
remember
have,
talking
yeah.
telepathically to the mantid, but
I
he
don't
had
have
a chip in
memory
his head,
of,
and he couldn't talk back. He
oh
wasn't
wow.
allowed, sort of, and I felt
Yeah.
sorry for him.
Yeah. I don't have those kind of memories yet. I've got a memory of being in a classroom with somebody from the community that I know as well. And I've had a memory of a crystal, time travel crystal, come forward in the last few months, and I've had that verified. So, but I'm still piecing bits together. I'm getting a lot more this year than I've had. But even things that I got 2 years ago, I've kind of had verified now in the last few months that was a real thing. That was really where I thought it was and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool, because for a while I was working with somebody that just didn't have the same kind of context. So when things would come forward, that person couldn't help me make sense of it. And then I started to feel like I was really like wrong. Something's not right with me. Why would I be stealing a spaceship? And but now I know if I was stealing a spaceship because I was a super soldier on a mission to do that, not because I'm just some random person, doing those things. So I've got more context now. Yeah, which helps a lot. It really does help a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Context is important. Otherwise, you're just some weird person in space killing people and stealing spaceships for no good reason. Not realizing that you're a super soldier or whatever. Yeah.
It does make you wonder, on a more philosophical level, like without context, we're all just chaotically doing all sorts of shit. And if it doesn't have any meaning, then who the fuck cares? Sorry, excuse my language, but
okay.
it's like, why would it be? We are still doing the same weird things chaotically, but by our mind giving it a meaning or an emotion. So those two sheet bodies working together to make something of it, that what you're doing or gonna do, that somehow justifies why you're doing it. But it doesn't matter if you give it meaning or not, or give it context or not.
Yeah.
But it does mean, in communication with other people who have that same mental and emotional construct thingy going, or ego, that they can judge you or pull things out of context that would give it another meaning. But on the higher levels, once you get there, it doesn't even matter. There is no dark and light. It just is what it is. And if you can see the light behind it, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So even in those SSP experiences, I think it's more important to really feel feel the light in it or something, right?
Because I'm getting comfort in being able to decode what was going on a little bit, because my body knows this trauma, but my mind has been wiped to not understand why my body's reacting that way. And then as I start to piece it back together, I'm still trying to detach myself a little bit, because I don't want to re-traumatize the body by remembering, right? But it helps me getting that context a little bit, because now I know, oh, okay, this is why I don't remember anything from before age 10 or whatever. So that makes sense now. So I'm piecing it back together. The body is healing, and the body's calling back aspects of me. So the soul is starting to piece itself back together, and I'm getting stronger because of that. So that's what was, because I've been spread extremely thin. Like, I've been mass produced on such a massive scale that my soul has been really spread out wide. And then now I'm starting able to call back pieces of me. And the thing is, it's a practice that I always used to do. So like calling back your energy across time and space. I just didn't realize what exactly I was calling back, and how far and wide my soul has been spread across the galaxy. So now when I do it, I'm more conscious of, I'm calling back my soul essence from a clone on Jupiter moon.
And do you also do it that you visualize that big crystal above your head or before your third eye, so it gets cleared before it gets integrated, and your higher self knows when it's done and ready?
That's a good point.
And then
Because when I do
always
crystal
do it that
therapy,
way.
yeah, if I was to do in-person crystal therapy and do a soul retrieval, we would always pass it through a quartz. So you're right, yeah. I need to think about doing that etherically for myself. That's a good point.
Yeah. So anytime you call back an aspect, or even just when you go on a trance journey and you're not fully back, I always make sure that it's purified again.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Right?
Because if you're calling back a piece of the soul that's still traumatized, then you're going to embody that. Oh, and yeah.
You need more somatic release.
Yeah.
You make it more difficult. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, we've been going for quite a while. Shall we call it a night? Because it's really late where you are, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm always up late.
Oh, yeah, me too,
with Rob's
because
show
watching
and
the
everything.
show.
Yeah.
So it's weird when he takes the night off, because then I'm like, oh, what do I do with myself?
Oh, I have so many things to do. Oh my God. I'm always yeah. I never have a boring or dull moment in my life.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'd love to have you back on so we can chat more about the things that you do or experiences or whatever. I'd love to have you back on a regular basis. That would be so cool. Yeah.
Wonderful. I really like talking to you.
Yeah, I like talking to you too.
But it's still, for me, it's really weird, but I somehow with you, it's like we can level, we can just say these things as healers, and you know what I mean. I don't have to explain it like how you would explain it to like somebody you have to take through a process or whatever, because that's not,
No.
that's also, I don't think I'm supposed to be the kind of healer that really heals other people. I just have to heal myself.
But you do, though. I think you do. Just with your song and your words and just your being, you are healing everyone around you, aren't you? Shining your lights, being Flix. Being Flix love.
Thank you for the interview.